Alexis, meet for the very first time, Justin.
Hello, Justin.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, I'm Lindy.
I'm Miguel.
Miguel, nice to meet you. Deep breath. We got this.
Yeah, for sure.
We got this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Married at First Sight edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife. And co-host is the one and only Teresa right there.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
This tea might be a problem.
What? You don't like your tea?
I don't know.
Why are you drinking it then?
Yeah, because I made it and
I
saw
have
this.
a lot of issues.
This tea caught my eye in the cupboard. And
I tell you what.
It's colder here in Florida today, and I thought, you know what? This is as close to fall as we're going to get. And Teresa had this, what is it? Sweet cinnamon spice tea.
Yeah, it's not that good.
You've had it before?
I think so.
You should.
Well, but you might. That's the thing. Like, you like things that I don't.
Oh,
so
it tastes like the inside of a Pier 1 Imports. It tastes like the Christmas tree shop. Oh boy! Don't spit your drink. It's. Let me take a sip. Let's see how we're doing.
I hope you guys are loving this. Johnny's taking a
I
sip.
forgot we were podcasting. To be honest, this is throwing me off my game.
It's okay.
Since we cut booze out of our weekly diet, we've been drinking a lot of tea, and I normally do a black tea.
People are gonna turn this off.
No, people like our tea reviews.
Oh, okay.
So here's my review of
Tazo's
Sweet Cinnamon Spice. It stinks.
It sucks.
This tea stinks, Teresa, but I'm going to drink it because that's the kind of man I am. I don't like to waste.
Oh, nice. Something you learned from me, by the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with this tea, and we'll see.
I'm the least wasteful person.
That may be true.
Yes. If when I drop something, 10-second rule.
Oh, for 5-second rule, forget about it. What's time?
I mean, it depends where. Once I went to a hockey game and I dropped a pretzel. I didn't pick it up. My friend did and she ate it. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Oh, I do. You're here.
So, yeah, it's like it depends. Usually only when I drop it in the house.
Okay.
Or on the grass.
Other issues I'm having. What's going on with the friends and family? Meetups and chat. Enough with the friends and family. Are PC and DP on vacation? Are they on their own?
Whoever else was there.
Are they on their own honeymoon? What's going on? Where are they?
This literally turns into, I don't want to say Love is Blind. Speaking of, dropping today.
Oh. Did it
Yeah.
already? Oh.
But it's like in Love is Blind, they kind of let them do their own thing, right?
Yeah.
They meet on their own terms. There's some guidance behind they say you have to do this and that, but that's it. Mavs should have the experts involved.
That's the whole
But they
idea.
don't. They're not involved. They let them run around, send them packages and fucking babies.
What's going on? I actually wonder.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to finish my thought.
You're all fired up over there.
So fired up.
Have a sip of this tea.
No, but like letting the family to be the experts.
What are we doing?
Some of these friends have no idea what they're talking about. This is going to be
Most of
great.
them have no idea what they're talking about. I wonder if PC and DP are at the end of their rope, if they're going to return for another season. They've been less and less involved, I feel like, every season. This season, we saw them twice.
Well, I don't think it's up to them. I think it's up to the producers.
Maybe. Or maybe DP and PC are like, you know what? Nah.
But that's the thing. You sign a contract. You cannot just be like in the middle of filming like,
No, not in the middle of filming. Maybe they said, all right, we'll come back this season, but we're only going to make 2 appearances. DP doesn't even see her husband. Why is she going to spend time seeing these strangers?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's a new thing they're doing, like less experts involved. More just guidance from the camera crew. I don't freaking know. We
From
saw
the
the camera
producers?
crew guiding more
That producer,
than other people.
When that producer intervened with Alexis and Justin, I was like, this is better advice than anyone's received all season.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about it all. Before we do, a little bit of housekeeping here. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod.
Yes.
We haven't posted a meme in a while. We've been so busy.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life?
Me.
You are the meme expert.
You're the social media president.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you to post the meme.
All right. I'll come up with something. Check us out on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Some memes will be coming up very shortly. I could see it in Theresa's eyes. She wants me to get to work on that. So
yeah. I might come up with something good too.
We'll see.
You know, I'm a little writer too. Once in a while, I have my moments.
We'll see what you got. At Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. Also, make sure you're following us on the Patreon. There's no bad time to follow us on Patreon. We love that you guys are following us on Patreon. And we think if you're not following us there, you should join us because, well, where do I begin? Let me begin with the main feature, the main act of Patreon, which is the single life.
The single life.
And this season is not disappointing.
This season is out of control.
You got Natalie.
Oh my gosh.
You got Caesar.
Oh my gosh.
You got Veronica.
Oh my gosh.
You got Debbie.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't end. I'm going to end naming them there, but it doesn't end. There's more, and the drama is there, the excitement's there, the sexuality is there.
Well, you just named the most exciting ones.
Yeah,
Who else is
there's
there?
Tanya and Tiffany. Yeah, but it's a great season. We're covering it on Patreon. We're loving covering it on Patreon, and we think you guys would enjoy it. So check it out, patreon.com/married to reality. A couple other things over there. We did Love is Blind. Speaking of Love is Blind, After the Altar. We did a bonus for our family affair level, Real Girlfriends in Pairs. We got another bonus dropping very shortly.
Yes.
At the family affair level. And, Teresa.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh, guys. Because it's October and
I
October.
can taste October in my mouth.
October
right now.
and November. Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Stop talking shit about October. October.
No, I'm talking shit about this tea.
Go ahead.
I wish this tea was October, but I have to. But I'm not going to waste it, so I'm going to keep drinking it.
Well, because October and November are my favorite months, and the more I think about it, it's actually November. But October can count too. The end of October counts. It's Halloween. And because as a child, I did not celebrate Halloween.
Save it.
I'll save it for the Halloween special on Patreon. And guys, unless you're, in case you're not sick of this yet, I'm going to say it again. We may
or may
not be in costumes.
Yeah.
May not. May or may not.
Emphasis on the may. Or may not be wearing costumes. You'll have to join the Patreon to find out. Any level will get access to that podcast, from the Friends with Benefits all the way to the Family Affair. Join the Patreon now, or just join it before Halloween, and you will get access to that podcast.
Yes, and also, I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but for me, before I used Patreon, some people like us, we drop all the podcasts on Patreon without the ads.
That's a good point. Ad free. This isn't on the Patreon.
Yeah,
we cut out.
If you're annoyed by listening to us about mumbling about housekeeping and all kinds of unimportant stuff, that's on Patreon, guys.
Yeah, we cut it all out for the Patreon. Again, starts at the Family Affair level for just $3 a month. You can get every single podcast we've ever done on the free feed without ads, without housekeeping.
And if you
Halloween
splurge a little bit, then you get the extras.
Yeah, the other two tiers get the single life, the Halloween bonus is going to all tiers, but that's Patreon. Patreon.com/marriedtoreality. Just go over there and you'll see it all. It's all explained
come
for you.
over. Let's have fun together.
Also, make sure you're following the podcast right here, wherever you're listening right now. It's so easy to do that way. Whenever we drop a podcast, no matter when, where, what, who, whatever tea I'm drinking, you don't have to think about it. It'll come right to your device as long as you're following the podcast. It's so easy to follow the podcast. You just look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as those tiny cars. I really want to drive one.
Sure, we could do it.
Not around the city.
Okay.
I feel like that's more of a park kind of thing.
Yeah, we rented mopeds in
Maine.
Kennebunkport. And I feel like that's a safe area to do. Sure.
Looking at George Bush's house.
Looking at George's bush. Yeah, it was a good time. Smash it like it's that hot. And last but not least, if you haven't left a review, please do. It means the world to us. We love when you guys share your love. And if you leave a 5-star review. We'll read it on the main podcast, on the 90-day podcast.
That drops on Mondays.
Monday nights. All right. That's the housekeeping.
Oof.
Enough is enough. What do you say we get into this episode? Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 16.
This is the last episode before decision day. 4-day till the day.
Did it feel like a fast season or a slow season?
You know what? This season didn't have a lot of drama, if you think about it.
Well, okay.
It did, but then you go back to Boston with Lindsay, and you're like, holy shit.
Here's the thing. This season had so much drama, but it was all focused on one couple, really. And so much so that they burnt out and divorced weeks before
You're
decision
right.
day. That's crazy. The fact that a couple didn't make it. I know Alyssa didn't make it, but this was crazy. This was toxic. This was exciting. I'm talking about Morgan and Ben. And had they stayed the course and made it until decision day, we would have had a lot more drama each and every episode.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we do have drama. I did enjoy this season. We had Lindy and Miguel
Oh,
and
yeah.
Mitch and Kristen, who I was always like, are they going to break up? Are they going to move forward? What's going on? Those kept me very interested.
What's interesting is the couples that started off strong ended weak. And the couples that started off weak, seemingly they're ending strong. I'm talking about Mitch and Kristen
Yeah.
started off weak. Now they seem strong. Lindy and Miguel started off, oh my gosh, this is a match made in heaven. And now it's you can see the cracks. So
And Justin and
I don't even
Alexis.
know about that, though. That was up and down all around since they said I do.
Well, the honeymoon was good, but
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into it a little bit here with Kristen and Mitch. It's husband and wife face mask time.
and I have to say, you know why I think they're going to say yes on decision day? Because they've been so open about all their issues and just putting it out there and talking to each other about it.
Sure.
Not to say, oh, yeah, everything's great, and then be crazy talking to their friends, right? Mitch and Kristen, they both are like, I don't know what I'm going to say. We have a lot of issues to work on. If we stay together, it's going to be this and that. It's going to be tough. Like, I like that they put it out there.
I agree with you. It's good that it's out there. But now that it's out there, when they're sitting there alone the night before decision day, they have to think, oh, is Kristen really going to allow me to live this eco-friendly lifestyle that I want? Is she really gonna put her dreams of owning properties behind her because I don't want her to? And so now that everything's on the table, they have to sit there and go, well, now that I know what the problems are, I have to think whether or not they're going to be solved.
Well, I think living an eco-friendly life, sure, let's do that. I don't think he would actually force her to put her dream on hold. I think they could figure out a way to do it. And as she said, let's add an eco-friendly spin on it, which might be something new and actually make people interested in it.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if they say I do, they could potentially somehow make it work, because he is admitting like, oh, yes, like I can be a single. When I am going back to single Mitch, it's single Mitch all over again. But in that case, you will be alone forever, because there is no girl in the world that would be with you and you can be the exact same single Mitch. You will need to adapt and adjust to anyone you date. That's the reality.
I agree. And I think that is a big reason why he's 41 and single.
Absolutely.
It's not the end of the world. Like, the things he's asking for aren't that crazy. He's saying, oh, I want to be able to surf. I want to be able to ride my electric bike. So I think that's doable.
Yeah.
I think Kristen will have an easy time adapting to Mitch's lifestyle. It's Mitch who has to go, all right, is Kristen really going to put up with this in his mind? Will she really accept this? Will she really stop doing all these things that are harming the environment or the community or society, right? He has to convince himself that Kristen's on board. I think Kristen will be on board enough.
I mean, they seem to get along well. And as she said, we put it all out there on the table. She feels relief because she's like, I vomited everything out.
Yeah.
How I feel about him. We cried. I said it all. She's been very honest. He's tried to be honest. I think he is getting it out there. And so let's see.
I think even with them doing face masks, I think that is a step in the right direction for Mitch, because 2 months ago, I bet you he would say, no, this is so superficial. I'm not going to do a beauty mask.
Yes.
I wore a Band-Aid on my head to my wedding. I don't care about this.
Yes.
Right? And so I think even that is a step in the right direction for him.
Yeah, I think listen, when you meet someone, no one wants to change for the other person. I would never want you to change, but you had to adjust your life to fit my life, and the other way around. Like, there were small things we did, not to be asked to do it. They just happened, right?
Sure.
Like small little things, like I can think of anything right now. But for example, this is not something you did for our relationship, but you used to play in a band, right? And then you left, you moved to New York, but you knew that if you join a band, you would be away every weekend. We wouldn't be hanging out. And so almost like you're like, you know what? I'll hang out with Teresa instead of trying to join a band again.
Right. Yeah. You have to make compromise. You have to prioritize.
But I never told you to do anything like that. Like, you decided that now it's the time to be with me.
And that's the only way a compromise is really going to work, is if the person chooses to do it themselves. You can't force someone. It's not going to stick. Maybe in the short term, Kristen's going to go, okay, Mitch doesn't want me to do this, I won't do it. But unless she's really okay with not doing it, unless she's the one initiating that change, it's not going to last.
Yeah. Well, okay. So they did the masks.
Yes.
Luna's being a baby. I love Luna so much. She's the swellest dog.
Yeah.
She's so swell. But it kind of, the segment ends and Mitch is like, you know what? Like, I see that I have a lot of affection towards Kristen, right? But I don't know if it's a forever thing.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mitch. You've been together for 2 months. I think if you said this is a forever thing, I wouldn't buy it.
Yes and no. I do agree that
after 2 months, even if it's like something like this on speed, after 2 months, if you say, oh my gosh, like this is forever thing, I would be like, no, it's not. You still have a lot of work. You still have a lot of getting to know each other. It can be on the way, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you and I are a forever thing, but
did I think? So.
Of course we are. Come on. I would follow if you left me. But did I think that after let's say after even a year, I didn't know. How could I know?
Yeah, but you could say, oh, I like what's going on here.
Well,
I would like this to last
And that's
forever.
what I thought. I honestly, after like 6 or 7 months, I'm like, I'm not leaving this guy ever. He better not leave me.
Yeah.
But you have to build a relationship. You have to get to know each other and get all the in and outs, right? In 2 months, you might get to know them more than regular couples.
Sure.
Because they live together. But it's not enough.
I agree. I always thought that decision day was a little bit of a false timeline. But
it is a false timeline. It's for us.
You're just saying, when you say yes, you're saying, I want to keep exploring this relationship.
Yes. You're not saying yes to, we're going to be together forever.
Right.
Hopefully you will.
Oh, sure. You could be. Very well, you could be. But you're really saying, yes, I just want to take the next day and the day after that and the day after that.
So when Mitch said, I'm not sure if this is a forever thing, it's okay to say it.
Yeah. Yeah. Some things don't need to be verbalized. And that's, that's a Miguel thing. He did it episodes ago when he was like, I don't know if I can think past that. That's okay, because that's probably the truth. But some things don't need to be verbalized.
Yeah, and we'll get there because it also goes for Mitch. But first, let's meet the friends, because everyone's meeting the freaking friends.
Because DP and PC are on vacation, so
let's just talk about this. Beautifully looking Bloody Mary.
I didn't even see it.
Kristen is drinking a Bloody Mary and loving her outfit, a leather jacket and leather boots. Love it.
All right.
So that's my vibe. Bloody Mary, that's my drink.
There you go.
One of my drinks. So I was vibing it, but she just tells her friend, like, yes, I'm glad I got everything off my chest. Things are going well. And she wants a validation from Mitch. And you know what? Again, we said it so many times on this podcast, but in this case, we get it, or I get it, speaking for myself, because he told her at the beginning, I'm not attracted to you. I don't, this is like, what is this, right? And I was saying it, she will never forget this moment. And it all goes back to that. She needs a validation because he was acting certain way before.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong that she needs validation. And I'm with you. She's never going to forget his comments.
No, and when I say validation, she doesn't need to hear, oh, I'm in love with you, let's be together forever. I think she just wants to hear, like, you're beautiful and I...
No, I would be okay with that. She tells her friend, I want him to ask me to say yes. She wants this grand gesture. I want him to say, oh, I want this so much. Will you say yes? You're setting yourself up for failure. Unless you tell him that, unless you give him a clue of what you're looking for, just to be like, yeah, I need this grand gesture. Well, not everyone gives grand gestures.
True, but I feel like it also, and he's going to actually do a grand gesture. He's not going to verbalize it this directly and literally, right? But he's going to.
Yes.
And that's all she needs.
And that's where I go, okay, that's good because sure, he did say some questionable things and some things that would make you wonder, oh, is he into me? So I'm all about making her feel more comfortable and telling her what she needs to hear. But to have a specific gesture in mind, well, now you're putting all your eggs in this one basket and you're setting yourself up for failure. If he doesn't do this one thing, it's over. Well, no, maybe he's going to do a couple other things.
True. I think she knows it. I really like Kristen. She sometimes, I can't believe she's my age because she seems way more mature.
Yeah.
I'm not that mature. I don't know why. I wish I was. I mean, oh
boy.
Probably not.
You're fine the way you are.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I really like her. And so I think she says it, but knowing that it's Mitch.
Yeah.
And it probably, if he does a grand gesture, it's probably going to be on his own terms, not something she expects exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, speaking of Mitch, he's with his brother Matt.
Yes.
And tells Matt about the couple's retreat, says it was really fun. He was like, oh, Kristen was finally being herself. She's funny. She's goofy. I love that side of her.
And you know what's funny? How Kristen came back at Mitch. Most of these guys would get so offended. Miguel would get offended. Justin would be like,
so?
Justin would cry.
Justin would cry.
I think Nate maybe would take a joke, right? Because she came on strong. Just basically dig on everything he's done that was questionable. And he was loving it. He's like, best thing ever.
On the retreat when she dressed up as, I thought it was a harmless
It was, but
imitation.
think about all these other guys. They get pissed over every stupid shit. Imagine if Linda did that. Miguel would, he would have pucked and left.
Imagine if a guy imitated their wife. That would not have flown.
Well, that would be canceled.
See? And that's crazy, right?
Yeah, but she wasn't being sexual or anything. I think.
No, but I'm saying imagine Miguel came out and imitated Lindy and how crazy she gets. Everyone would be like, oh, poor taste, Miguel. But it's fine for Kristen to come out and.
Yeah, because she kind of, the way she did it was in like a loving way.
And that's the thing. It's like,
she did it right.
Like a roast. They always say, we roast the ones we love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. It wasn't like, they were in this biggest fight ever and she just did that in the middle of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was like them just trying to be like, you know what? It's now or never. Like let's see. We've been through a lot. You've done a lot of shit, Mitch, and this is how I see it.
Yeah.
But all good.
So he's talking with his brother and he says it was really good, but then I had to go away for work and it was single Mitch time. And it was really hard when I was living that single life to imagine me married to Kristen and make brother Matt a new expert.
Right?
If DP or PC is not going to be around.
BM.
Okay.
Brother Matt.
I mean, that's a bowel movement, but he wasn't full of shit. He actually had some wise things to say. Because
he sure did.
He makes Mitch think about it. And he's like, do you guys goof around when you guys are just alone, the two of you? Do enjoy your time? And Mitch is like, yeah. And Matt goes, I don't think you understand how rare that is.
Yes. And then it kind of was a follow-up thing to when Mitch was like, I love her, but I'm not in love with her. And Matt said what you just said and kind of said, I don't think you know what being in love actually means.
Yes. And again, let's talk about the timeline. It's been 2 months.
Exactly.
So I know we all want people to say, oh, we love you, we're married, I love you, this and that. But realistically, it's been 2 months. So just enjoying the person, goofing around, having fun, that's where you should be at 2 months.
But here's the thing. He does love her, and he said it. That's huge.
Yes.
He went from, I'm not attracted to you, like, WTF, like, I'm just gonna leave with my band-aid on my head, like, leave me alone, to, I love her, but I'm not in love. It's okay after 2 months.
Completely.
It's okay.
Completely.
Like, loving someone is a very strong emotion. It's not being in love, but it's on the way.
And I actually feel better about the couples that take their time.
Oh, absolutely.
You look at it, Justin and Alexis.
Yeah.
When you say the love word after 2 days, I don't believe that.
No,
and
me
now you've built your relationship on this fallacy of a foundation. It's not real love, but you're telling yourself it is. It's going to crumble. A relationship that takes time and you go through struggles and you build, I have way more faith in that. And that's what Kristen and Mitch have. It makes me a little sad when Mitch is like, well, if I do say yes on decision day, it's not going to be an emphatic yes, or not as emphatic as Kristen wants.
That's okay, dude.
It's okay. Again, it's one of those things where maybe let's not verbalize that. Maybe you just say yes. Maybe we don't have to rate the yes on a scale of 1 to 10 of how emphatic it is. It's just a yes is a yes, and let's take it day by day after that.
I think if they both feel like there is a potential of or a possibility of a loving marriage, they should say yes. I hope they will. I think if it's more like, this is not gonna work, then I wouldn't, because then you have to go through the pains of finding an apartment or doing all the moving and trying to make it work if you don't feel it. But I feel like they both are feeling it enough to try, to at least try.
I agree. And I think Matt was rooting for it. I think Matt knows Mitch is such a dumbass that he's like, you have this great girl. Don't blow it. You're 41. You don't come across a girl like this every day. Don't blow it. Enjoy what you have.
Also, Mitch, she's way too hot for you. So also take that into consideration, dude.
Yes, I would agree.
But I think he really was thinking about it, because they go to dinner. He's wearing a turtleneck, loving it.
Okay. The dinner. He goes, this is our last chance to feel each other out. You shouldn't be feeling your wife out. So
it's Mitch.
I know. So I don't know if this is actually how he feels or these are just the words he's choosing, but you feel someone out on a first date or a second date. You don't feel someone out after 2 months. So
I think it's just a poor choice of words, but a great turtleneck again.
Great. A lot of turtlenecks this
guys,
episode.
Turtlenecks are my favorite outfits. It goes with everything. It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why everyone's wearing it, to be confident on TV. There is something about a turtleneck that just gives you confidence.
Just hugs you.
Every single time I have to do something big at work or something, be in front of people, I put a turtleneck on.
I don't think I would
Not on the podcast. That's just me being in my pajamas, but
I think what it does, and maybe you are more confident in your face than I am in mine, I feel like a turtleneck focuses everyone on your face, because everything else is just a solid color. Your face would really pop, so everyone just looks at you in the face.
I love that.
Good.
Not because I'm confident with my face, but I feel like there is no distraction, that people can focus on me.
All right.
I don't know. Something about it also makes my head look skinnier, so let's go with that.
All right. So they're at dinner, and Kristen says, if we say yes on decision day, what does our life look like? A good question. A great question. Mitch, not with the best answer.
Oh, Mitch.
But he's very honest, and honest to a fault almost, where he just needs to think about what he's going to say, and then maybe only say half of what he's going to say.
It's good, because I want Kristen to be happy. And if she's going to say yes, I want her to say yes to something that she knows what she's going to say yes to.
You're right. What he says is, well, I think if we say yes, we take a few days or a week and just be 2 people and then go from there. He's basically saying, like, we'll put the brakes on. We'll take a step back.
Yes.
And I think that's a recipe for disaster. Is
Absolutely.
To step back from all the progress you've made.
And that's what Kristen says. She said, you know what? I get it. That's what you would want to do. This is not what I would want to do. Like, this is not me. If we do stay together, I don't want to take a break. And then Mitch kind of said, it's not like taking a break. It's more like dating. No, dude, you're married.
Yeah. Again, It's an experimental marriage. They're closer to dating than they're married, right? It's legal, so marriage is marriage. But
you know, on the previous season in Boston was Mike and Jasmina when they said yes. Then I said, you know what? Because they didn't move together right away. You remember? And I said, maybe for them, because they weren't banging. They weren't she wasn't attracted to him. And that's why I said, maybe if they would have tried to make it work, they should date, right?
Yeah.
These guys, they sleep in the same bed. They cuddle, they bang. There is no need for them to try to date.
I know.
And so that's why, in case you guys were going to call me out on something I said on the previous season, this is a different couple. They don't need to date. They can take it from here. Jasmina and Michael, they did need to date, and they ended up not doing it at all and divorcing.
It's almost like Mitch misses his single life, and so he's just grasping. He can't wait for the day when I can go back and just be single Mitch, even if it's just for a week. But that's the wrong way to handle it. You need to figure out how to bring what you like about single Mitch into the relationship.
I tell you what, if one of them says no on decision day, right? He's gonna regret it, regardless if it's him or her. Once he goes back to single Mitch, I think he would end up missing her.
Potentially, but you always have to remember, once you're on TV, you're gonna have a lot more options. He's gonna have a lot of people sliding into his DMs. True. He's gonna have fun for a year, and he may not. Eventually, he may miss her, but right off the bat, he's gonna have fun, I think.
We'll see.
Do you feel like this is the first season, or it's the first season I can remember, where people are so openly discussing what they're going to say on decision day?
Yes, I was thinking that too.
Like past seasons has always been like, I don't know what we're going to do. And now this season, Justin and Alexis, Mitch and Kristen, Lindy, and everyone's like, I'm 90% yes. Or
I hate it. I don't understand why the experts don't stop them. Oh, because they're not there.
No, I think it's actually good as a couple.
Well, yes, but as
want
a
suspense.
viewer, I want to just guess. I want them to be mysterious, right?
Yeah. I noticed it at this conversation.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, you guys are just really open. And that's an editing choice because they could have the conversation and edit it out, but they're putting it all in.
Yeah, I wrote it down too later on. So,
but there was one other point at the end of this dinner where Mitch kind of shows his cards because he brings up the honeymoon. He says, I wish I played it cooler.
And he apologizes.
And he says, I'm afraid to lose you. I don't want to lose you.
Yeah, and he gets emotional.
To me, that's a yes.
He's like crying.
Yeah, that's a yes.
But let's see. I hope it's yes, and I hope it's yes for her too. At least if they're not going to make it, that's fine. But I think they deserve a shot after. Without the cameras, without all this, I hope they'll say yes.
So then, final night in the apartment.
This was very cute.
We get the classic toothbrushing scene. Ugh. Something Therese and I have yet to do, but coming to a Patreon near you. Just Therese and I brushing our teeth together. And Kristen's like, I want to propose something. It's our last night before decision day. What if Luna sleeps in the bed with us? No, how about it's the last day before decision day? Bang it out. Sleep alone.
Well, she wants to be a family.
Obviously, no. This is your last night to connect as a couple.
You can bang with a dog on the bed.
That's doggy style, right? That's the definition of doggy style.
That's fine. She's small.
No, you don't need the dog in there. Come on, your last night.
Like if you want to bang, you can put her down for a little bit and then bring her back. Come on.
All right. You're so solution oriented over there.
It was beautiful. Mitch was like, sure. And they cleaned her wrinkles and they all cuddled it up. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And so then they lay there and Mitch says, I know I've made it clear that I'm not in love with you, but I do love you. And you're a beautiful person. That was big. This is big. I think all signs are pointing to yes, but we've been screwed before.
Yes. And then we just see him leaving because this time all the guys are leaving the apartment.
Yes. I guess maybe it switches season by season, but yeah.
I would want to be the one leaving though.
You'd want to leave.
I would want to go back home and kind of to my own home and organize my thoughts, not to stay in that apartment that I just spent 2 months with this person.
Yep. So they talk about Kristen goes, no, it was Mitch who says, what if we say yes on decision day, what's the future look like? And Kristen's like, we talked about that last night.
Oh, Mitch.
We talked about that, and you said you want the time apart. And then Mitch kind of tries to dig himself out of a hole. He's like, "Well, I didn't mean we wouldn't stay together. I didn't mean we'd be married but apart." He's like, "I just meant maybe not rush into living with each other." And to me, that didn't sound any better.
No.
But Kristen's like, "Oh, okay. I'm glad I brought it up then. I'm glad I asked." Like, she's too accepting of all of his answers.
No, it's like she's collecting all the knowledge so she can take everything into account.
You thought it wasn't an authentic. Well, okay. I thought she was happy with that answer. Like, okay, as long as we're married, we can just live separately for a little bit, but we'll see each other all the time. I thought she was happy with that.
We'll see. But she said it, he said it too. We have a lot to think about. Let's reflect on everything. And she said something about, your girls are going to miss you, which was kind of cute. Her and Luna.
Got it.
And then Mitch is off.
And then
off to his eco life.
They part ways, to go ride his bike. All right. Shall we move on to the next turtleneck?
Let's move on to the next turtleneck.
Stasha and Nate. So Stasha is meeting up with her friend Jewel, not the singer, her friend.
There's a singer named Jewel.
You don't know Jewel?
No, who's Jewel?
She's a pretty lady. Is she Canadian? She's like a singer-songwriter. She was popular probably in the 90s. No, she's American. From Utah. Did she have a song with Kanye? No, I don't think so. Oh. You would probably know. I'm looking up Jewel singer. What's her songs? You were meant for me, and I was meant for you. That one's good. Foolish Games. Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
Anyways, not her.
Jewel.
Wrong Jewel. Different Jewel. So they're talking. Jewel wants the tea. And Stasha tells her about the disagreement over living together because of Nate's fear of being homeless if something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel, she says she's rooting for Stasha. She wants only good things for Stasha, but wonders, is Nate the right man for you?
Okay, when it comes to Nate and Stasha, right? She has it all. She has it all minus a man. Right?
Minus the confidence.
True. I think she has a lot of confidence when it comes to work.
Okay.
She doesn't have it when it comes to a private life. As much as she's trying to have it or show it, you can see that she's not fully confident. But if she's going to say no or Nate, it's fine. She's going to go back to her life. And as you said, she's probably going to have a lot of DMs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if she's eventually going to meet someone, what sucks for her is that she is older and she doesn't want to have kids. So it's TikTok, right?
37, yeah.
It is TikTok.
I agree with you. I don't know that I see them together. I don't know that I want them to be together.
I don't think they can because she will always be the alpha who makes more money. She will always be the one, the more successful, until Nate somehow steps up his game.
I don't even think that's what bothers Nate.
Oh, it does. So why he keeps saying, "Oh yeah, I don't want to have kids until I can take care of them. I don't want to have kids until I'm more successful."
I think
he makes enough money if he's not lying.
I think that's a lie. I think he does make enough kids. Money to take care of kids.
If he was paired up with someone who makes $80,000 a year, he would be the alpha male, he would be the provider, then he would be like, "Yeah, let's think about it. Maybe in a year or two, right?" But because he's with someone who makes significantly more money and they are all about the money and all about being a power couple, all about the entrepreneurship, right?
Sure.
That's why he's never gonna be happy. He's always gonna feel like the second. And also, he would move into her house. She's not gonna even let him to pick a doorknob. Like
that, I agree.
They're not gonna make it.
I disagree with the fact that it's a financial thing.
You do? I think
I really do. I agree that he doesn't want to be the beta to her alpha, but I don't think it's financial. I think it's just she's bossy, and not necessarily in a bad way. Some people would like that, but he doesn't want to be told what to do. He doesn't want to be told what his house is going to look like. He doesn't want to be told this, that, and the other thing. We're going to have kids. This is what we're going to do with our kids. He wants an equal say, if not more of a say, but I don't think it's financial. I don't think he cares that she makes 3 times. I don't.
He does. I think he slightly does.
What it comes down to for me is I don't think they have anything in common, really. And even Stasha, when she's talking to Jules, like, well, Nate does have some things I like and I want. Like, we're very similar in our mannerisms. How does that sustain a relationship? You guys, what? You both talk with your hands? So
they have one big thing in common when it comes to hands. They have a fucking tattoo.
Right. Oh, so big mistake. Big mistake.
Thank God for lasers.
Yeah. And I knew he was going to use that tattoo. I knew he was going to hold that over her head.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, what are you talking about? I'm not serious. I got this tattoo. I'm like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. A lot of people get tattoos they regret. Doesn't mean anything.
Oh, very true. So then we see Nate talking to Aaliyah,
I think.
Aaliyah, who's his sister.
Sister, and then Father Joe.
Yeah, sister's in the car, her boyfriend in the background. She's probably like, what the fuck am I on TV? What's going on?
Yeah, there was a lot of, again, maybe they called these folks in last minute because who was it? Lindy talking to her sister, and there was like kids screaming, and like dogs barking, and it's
that
like
was her friend, not her sister. Was it her sister?
It was her sister because they both have similar issues of being distracted. But it seems like we can't get DP there in time. Call a family member because no one seemed to be in the right place to talk. But Nate's talking to his sister and his dad, and he explains how he's nervous to move in, and Joe. Again, hire Joe as an expert because Joe's like, you have to compromise. You'll be nervous in the beginning, sure, but that's normal. So accept that, understand that, and just learn to compromise.
Yeah, and then he's like, and by the way, you can have fun with kids. You just, and this is what I was saying, like on the podcast, and some of you guys messaged us saying that, oh, it's really hard with kids, and I absolutely get it. It is hard with kids. But Nate made it sound like, oh, my life is over.
Yeah.
When the kid is small. That's not true. You can make it work. You can make it fun. I'm not saying you're going to be traveling the world with a baby, but you can go on a freaking hike. You can go to a brewery and stuff.
You can't generalize. Everybody's situation is different. There are some couples who can't find time to do certain things because of whatnot, work or health or finances or
absolutely.
So you can't generalize. But I would say, sure, a kid you hopefully will not keep you from doing things that you were previously doing. You won't do them as much, probably not as easily. I'm just speaking from looking at people who do have kids. But
yeah, but it's like, think about it. The people who have kids, like I know. I have a lot of friends who have kids. Actually, most of our friends have kids, right?
Yeah.
When I look at my friends who have kids who were very active before kids, who used to go hiking and all that, now they put a kid in a backpack and they still go hiking. Maybe they don't do a 20-mile hike. Maybe they do 5 miles, right? But they keep doing things. They go out. They have fun. And then we have friends with kids who's never really been anywhere, never been traveling. They're kind of like hanging out around their own town, right?
Yeah.
Go to the park or so. Yes, and they're doing that with the kids. So you can bring things from your before kid life into your with kid life.
Yeah, and again,
modify it, you can do it.
I don't love talking about this because we don't have firsthand experience. We have secondhand experience. But I would imagine, okay, it's not easy, but it's probably important. It's probably important to continue doing things that you love. It's probably important to do things outside of just sitting on the floor, reading to the kid, playing with the kid, burping the kid, changing its diaper.
The kid.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's probably important to mix it up a little bit.
I think
whether it's once a month or every couple months, like to be able to go do something will keep your relationship probably in a better place and keep everyone happier. But again, we don't have kids.
We don't have kids, but I was an au pair. And I was running around New York City with a 1.5-year-old, going to museums, taking them on a subway.
Look at you.
And a 5-year-old. I'm not even joking.
All right.
It was really hard.
There you go.
But it was because they were my kids and I was 20.
Right.
But I'm saying things are possible.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
So then they just ask Nate, what are you going to say on decision day? Do you have an answer? And he's not sure. But he knows I don't want to do something if I'm not ready for it, whatever that may be.
Yes. So then everyone's going to a winery. So let's go to a winery.
You were eyeing that turtleneck hard.
Oh my gosh.
I was
pasta?
eyeing that.
Give me that. Pasta and wine.
Terrible shirt choice for pasta and wine.
Oh my gosh.
A white turtleneck.
I just bought a new white turtle.
Yeah.
And I would never wear it
I
to
was
any time.
getting
in a restaurant.
anxiety just watching. I wouldn't be anywhere near a bottle of wine or a plate of pasta with
Yeah.
a white turtleneck.
That's
on.
why I don't wear white. I only literally have a few white pieces, and that very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking about Mitch saying this is the last chance to feel my wife out, I don't know if the guys got together and talked, but Nate's trying to do the same thing, and it came off very awkwardly when they sat down and Nate's like, so tell me your flaws.
Tell me your biggest flaws.
You guys have been together for 2 months and you're like, tell me your flaws. If you're going to ask that question, which I don't advise you do, that's like a date one question. Well, why are we asking this now? And Stasha's response is perfect, which is like, I shared all those already.
Also, it's a tough question. Like, what are your biggest flaws? I can think of mine.
You can or cannot.
I'm sure I have some, but like if
I
you
could
just
think-
ask me, like I'm like, okay, what is my flaw?
I could think of 5 probably.
Of mine?
Yes. No.
What?
No, of mine.
Oh, you
But-
tell me one.
Of one of my biggest flaws?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm
You
trying-
see?
Well, I'm trying to
That's
decide
such
which
a-
one I want to share on a podcast.
Such a silly question.
It's a silly question 2 months into a relationship, I think. If you haven't discovered it within 2 months, it's probably not that big of
That's the
an
thing.
issue.
You discover flaws. You don't talk about them. I don't freaking know. I'm pretty
Right.
cool.
I guess my biggest I chew loudly when I eat salad. Teresa made me aware
No,
of that
that's
one.
not true.
That's but
That's not true. But yeah.
but if you haven't discovered it in 2 months, it's probably not that big of a deal. And so now you're just asking why. I don't know, but that was his question, and Stasha shuts it down. And things I thought were not going well at this dinner, they get worse. Stasha's like, "How are you feeling about love now that we're 2 months?" And I'm Team Nate here. He's like, it's early. It's too early, but I can see that coming with time.
Yeah, he's like, my love is growing. Like, I can see myself loving you and falling in love with you. But as you said, it comes with time. And she's like, her problem is that he was in a relationship for 2 years and he wasn't in love, which I also kind of see as a problem. Why do you live with someone and are in a relationship if you don't love them?
I was in a similar relationship.
And I question you for it.
Yeah,
But
but
then you found me and you love me so much.
right. I mean, for me, it was just I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I felt responsible. After a certain amount of time, you go, "Oh, we're together. We've been together for so long. I've affected someone's life to a point where they've gotten older, and maybe they won't find someone else or be able to have kids." And so
Even in your 20s.
late 20s.
Yeah, it's fine.
I know it's fine. And looking back now, I would tell anyone because I can't even explain how happy I am with you. It's on my best day on my best day with my ex, it wasn't as good as my worst day with you. And so I would tell anyone, like, as soon as you realize this isn't it, because I realized it didn't take long.
Yeah, but you stuck around for a long time.
Yeah. And sometimes you feel trapped. Oh, where am I going to go? Who am I going to hang out with? We have friend groups, but it's not worth it. Get out of the relationship. You're going to be so much happier. You're going to learn from that relationship. Okay, why was I unhappy? What do I need now? And so it's not all bad. Stasha looks at it. Oh, it's all bad. How is he going to know he's in love?
Okay.
He's
sure.
going to know he's in love when he's in love. And I know that for a fact because he didn't say he was in love with his ex. Mm-hmm. If he was like you, Stasha, he would have said he loved her after the second date.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well,
plus Nate knows his definition of love. If he can walk around naked with someone, he loves them.
yeah.
That's all he wants. That's how we'll know.
Well, he talks about feeling comfortable, and I get that. Like,
Sure.
feeling comfortable with someone is also part of being in love. It's very true.
Yes.
So I'm like Team Nate this whole time, because he's like, you know what, like, you're basically telling me that I'm not capable of love. I'm here for it. I'm here for you. I'm saying I'm growing my love, and you just don't buy it, and it hurts.
The thing that pisses me off is all she wants is to hear a word.
I know.
It doesn't matter what else he does or doesn't do. He could keep going through their relationship, same motions, same level of effort, But if he said, I love you, she'd be like, that's it. That's all I needed, which is bullshit. You're putting so much value on this one word and you don't care about anything else. And good for Nate for holding out and not saying it if he doesn't feel it. But he knows what it may cause. He says, I feel like I'm not going to be able to make you happy. And you're going to get bored and feel like I don't love you. And I feel like we're just going through the motions right now. And that's a red flag. Because he knows nothing is changing.
Yeah.
For better or worse, they're just going through the motions. And all Stasha's waiting for is to hear that 4-letter word. And it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, I feel hurt because I'm trying. I'm showing you my effort somehow. I'm burning desire for you, which I don't fully understand what that means.
Yeah.
But he's like, but you don't see it. And she's like, yeah, I don't see it. And I think she doesn't see it because all she wants, as you said, is to hear I love you.
She can't say, because he shows the tattoo. He's like, do you think I'm just going through the motions with the tattoo on my hand? Yeah. She doesn't want to see anything. She wants to hear.
And she said it too because Nate is like, I have feelings for you, yada, yada, yada. What's missing? And she's like, the love part.
Right. And she's not talking about affection. She's not talking about actions. She's literally talking about the word, as far as I can tell. Nate has enough. He stands up, walks away.
Without even eating the spaghetti. What's
letting
up with
that pasta go cold.
Send it over.
But he goes back and he's like, we're just in a cycle. It's the same conversation we had where you said I wasn't genuine. We just keep going over this over and over again. Nothing gets resolved. And he goes, I'll be honest. And I loved this. I loved how candid he was. He goes, I don't love you right now. I've known you for 2 months.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, saying all the things you're not supposed to say on maths.
Yeah.
But you're speaking the truth.
Yeah.
I don't love you right now. I've known you for 2 months. Like, it's crazy for me
but
to say I do.
What's good about it is that he's not saying, oh, I don't love you, this is over. He's like, I don't know you enough. I have feelings for you. Let's keep exploring.
Right, which is kind of what Stasha says she wants. She's like, well, I just want to know we're working towards the love.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not how love works.
But he said it. He said, my love is growing.
Right.
I can see myself falling in love with you. That's working towards the love.
But you don't work towards love. Love is a feeling. You either have it or you don't. You can strengthen your relationship. You can work and spend more time together, but you're not like working towards love. That's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. There's no itinerary where if I do this, that, and the other thing, check the boxes, we're going to reach love. No, it either happens or it doesn't.
Very true.
So, okay. Cut to them at home, getting in bed. Things are still a little tense, but they're talking. I kind of thought they were going to go their separate ways, but they're talking. And Stasha asks, what do you enjoy about being married to me?
Well, 5 minutes later.
Oh, boy, I know. A long pause. I mean, this is a softball question. This
long
is
pause.
If there is any sense of love or even like, this is a softball question. Nate, I mean, they go to a commercial break. And they come back.
And his answer isn't good either because he's like, the friendship aspect, the partnership, and the personality.
That makes me hopeful. It's like, oh.
Dude.
You could have pulled 19 things out.
19.
But not that. And Sasha's like, well, I've tried to be as genuine as possible, as honest as possible. I have no regrets. And he's like, same. No regrets.
Did he say no apologizes for spazzing? What's spazzing?
Okay. Oh, boy. I don't understand. So glad you asked.
It's not even, I don't even know how to spell it.
Okay, well, good, because it should not be in your vocabulary, Teresa.
So what is spazzing?
Spazzing. Okay, because Nate says no regrets, and Stasha goes, no regrets, even spazzing on me? You don't want to take that back? You don't regret spazzing on me? So Lizzo and Beyonce have recently had to apologize for using the word spazzing.
Oh, I saw Lizzo apologizing for something. I didn't know it was for spazzing.
Yes.
What is spazzing then?
Spazz, I mean, okay. The way they're using the term is to freak out, to go wild, right? You're spazzing. You're going nuts on me. Okay. I guess, and not a doctor, I guess spastic, it's can be a condition or a symptom of a condition where you don't have control over your body.
Okay.
And so now people are saying, well, you're being ableist if you're using the term spaz because some people really do spaz and, You could have muscle spasm.
Oh, muscle spasm.
Okay. So
I know that.
So cancel Stasha and Nate. That's ridiculous. But I think,
guys, but
yeah, no, I think Beyonce like took it out of her song. She had a lyric where she's like spazzing out. I mean, I don't know how Beyonce's song goes, but something about spaz.
Okay.
Surfboard. So she had to apologize when she took it out of the song. It's like, come on. A little poetic license here. That's not going to kill anyone, right?
Yeah, I mean, people say all kinds of shit in their songs.
Don't we? This just proves we have nothing else to worry about. This is how easy life has gotten, that we're going to attack Beyonce or attack Lizzo for a lyric.
Let's just take a moment and appreciate that The Office came out in the 2000s, because it would never fly nowadays.
And again, if you were using it to offend someone, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's all about the intent. If you're using it in a song lyric, you're not trying to cause any harm by it. I think it's probably okay.
Yeah.
But we have nothing else to worry about because Russia's not bombing us. We're like, what should we get upset about? Oh, this word in a song.
Well, because we live in this ridiculous cancel culture and everyone just want to fucking cancel everyone. Like, enough.
I know.
Like, yes, people do shit, but they also go on TV. If the TV allows them to do and say shit on it, let's just roll with it.
Well, there are some things I think we should progress towards, and there are some things we probably shouldn't say or do, but we can't just put everything under a microscope and go, oh, well, maybe we can't say this anymore. We're not going to be able to say anything anymore.
True. Okay.
We won't have a podcast in a year if we keep coming up with things.
We're not, but like, honestly, I find it ridiculous. There is a show called Love After Lockup. Most of you probably watch it, right?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You all watch that, but then you want to cancel Angela for being abusive to Michael.
I don't think any of our listeners want to cancel Angela. They listen to us. We cover Angela.
True, but I'm saying, like, I'm not talking about us specifically. I'm talking about social media and what people talk about. Like, I obviously am the social media president, so I keep an eye on
you
things.
See what's going on? Yeah.
And I'm like, you watch all these ridiculous shows. Sure, we do too. But then you complain about Angela yelling at Michael. Angela has been yelling at Michael since day one. Why don't you want to cancel her?
And not that we support that behavior.
No, we don't. But why didn't you want to cancel her 5 years ago when she yelled at him for the first time?
It's okay to progress. It's okay to look back and go, you know what? That wasn't the best then. I'm wiser now. But I am with you. There are certain things that should be canceled and there are certain things that should not be.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of things are being canceled that, like, let's just have a conversation about it. Let's talk about it and let's learn from it. Yelling at Beyonce or Lizzo is not solving any problems.
True.
I don't think.
I'm telling you, people just like, I just want to find someone to cancel.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to be canceling people, apparently. It's what's up. It's what's cool.
We don't do it.
It's what's popping. No, we don't do that.
We don't do it. Unless you deserve it. We'll see. People are going to cancel us now. It's
no,
all right.
people, don't cancel us. We're fun. We're fun.
All right. Let's move on. So they're still talking about their fight, and Stasha brings up the tools that they learned from the experts. Well, I like one of these tools. The holding of the hands when you're having a tough conversation.
Yes, but you know why I said, what are the experts to help them? They gave them the tools, and it was the last time they spoke.
True.
So
but you got to have some responsibility for yourself. You got to be able to implement the tools on your own. You can't always rely on the experts. The issue is Nate feels like he did use the tools.
I think this conversation cracked me up because Stasha's like, you didn't even use the tools. He's like, I did use the tools.
I used the tool. Like, I had to cool down, but then I came to you like an hour later and I used the tools. And she's like, well, all right, you should have used the tools immediately.
Yeah, and now Nate turns into a big ass baby because he's like, I need credit. I need recognition. I need commitment. It's like, okay, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Literally.
The thing I don't like, because I was pretty team Nate for all of this, except
I
wearing
was
a
too.
white turtleneck around pasta. But he does this passive aggressive thing where he says, I can't be married to someone who I can't be married to someone I can't be married to someone. You're not married to someone. You're married to Stasha. So address her.
Yeah.
Don't do this passive aggressive thing. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's going to solve anything.
Yeah.
But all right, that's Stasha and Nate. Before we move on, I think we should take a quick break.
Let's do it.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa. How's it going?
What's up?
A little nervous the woke police are going to come and get us. after your rant before the
Please.
break.
Please.
I think you've been living in Florida for too long. I actually think it's good. I grew up in Connecticut. I went to school in Boston.
Your dad is literally the most liberal person I know.
So was I. Going to school in Boston, then living in New York, growing up in Connecticut. I think moving to Florida balanced me out. Like I'm still, obviously, on
Yeah,
one.
I'm liberal too, but I'm
hello. I'm just kidding.
I'm not all the way left. That's what I'm saying.
Let's not get crazy political right now.
No, let's not get political.
But I think Florida's wearing on you, Therese, and now you're into NASCAR and
Fucking love NASCAR.
oh boy, there you go. All right, let's talk about this show.
Let me correct myself. Love the racing.
Yeah. What else is there to NASCAR?
Well, it's all kind of things.
So there was this group hang. Teresa alluded to it at the top of the show. There's this group hang where everyone drove around in like 3-wheel go-karts.
Yeah,
through
the tiny
streets.
cars.
It looked fun. It reminded me of Nate on the honeymoon. And they were on the ATVs. And it jogged my memory. And I said, oh, remember when he was on his cell phone? He was on social media all the time. And we thought that was going to be the storyline.
I was literally going to say that. Stop it.
He's
the
not.
opposite.
Yeah.
He is everything that I didn't think he's going to be.
I know. So if nothing else, this was nice because it reminded me, oh, yeah, we thought this was going to be an issue. And it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. I think the one person who had the most fun was Alexis.
Okay.
She was riding like a crazy person, loving it. Justin in the back.
They had the fastest go-kart and the cleanest.
And the cleanest.
Mitch was a little hurt over this, but hey, you can't always get what you want. They go and they sit down, and I feel like they were forced to sit in this freezing cold, right? It was so cold that they had hand warmers.
I love San Diego, but I remember I was in San Diego once for 4th of July. Long time ago. I was 17, 18. It was before I moved to the US. I was just visiting. And I remember walking around because I couldn't go to a bar or so, walking around with my aunt in a hoodie at night because it really cooled down.
Yeah. Could production not find a better place to film? Like
it was beautiful.
It was pretty, but I could see how cold they were. If you need hand warmers, it's cold. But I feel like maybe the cold was almost a interrogation technique. You know, instead of loud music over and over or bright lights, the cold brought out the truth in some people because they go around, they start talking and they're reflecting on the past and where they've come from. And Miguel says last week was super tough for him and Lindy. He started having serious doubts about the relationship. And Kristen looked at that and said, well, I think it's good that they had conflict. It shows that they cared enough to have conflict. And it's interesting because her and Mitch have conflict. So does she look at their conflict and go, conflict is a good thing? Because I don't know if that's always true. I think it's good that you can have conflict and get over it, but just having conflict doesn't. No. A lot of people go, oh, he hits me because he loves me. And I'm being extreme with that, but
very extreme.
A lot of people
Cancel John.
A lot of people go, oh, we fight because we care. Well, let's not go that far. It's good if you can fight and resolve it and get over it, but just fighting is not a good thing.
No, and I think what Kristen meant was that her and Mitch had a lot of issues. They didn't necessarily fight. They just talked through everything, right? And yes, they got into arguments, sure. But they had so many issues to overcome that they were working towards that. Miguel and Lindy had no issues at the beginning, right? So the fact that they actually ran into some before decision day, it's a good thing because not everything is pink and fluffy.
Test the waters.
And then once there was one issue, they realized that, oh my gosh, there's so many others. Like the one issue opened up the doors that they've been somehow keeping closed.
Yeah.
And that's why Kristen said it's good to get it out.
Fair enough. Okay. Justin says he was having some serious doubts himself just a couple days ago. He thought he was most definitely going to say no, but now he's a little more open-minded.
Justin needs to know when to talk and what to say because he's not reading the room.
A lot of these men need to know when to talk and what to say. No one can read the room here. Nate says he and Stasha need to learn to communicate better, and I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. And Stasha goes, well, you have a lack of relationship experience, and that can irritate me at times because I have to explain everything. I'm like, huh? She can't. These are the two things she can't get over. She can't go over to the fact that he hasn't said the L word. She can't go over to the fact that he hasn't been in love or was in this relationship that didn't have love. And she just keeps hammering on that. She's so focused on the past relationship and not on the current relationship.
No, I totally agree. And it's okay that he didn't have a lot of relationships. Like when you and I started dating, yes, I had a boyfriend in high school.
Yeah.
We were breaking up every 2 weeks. It was fun. But I've never had a real adult relationship. I was dating, right?
Yeah.
Never met anyone that I wanted to stick around until I met you. But was it an issue?
No,
It wasn't. Like,
no.
For me, everything I experienced when it comes to love and all this, like falling in love and being in a long-term relationship, I experienced with you, and that's fine. I know you have experienced it before, the long-term relationship, but it's okay.
Yeah, stop focusing on the past relationship and focus on your current relationship.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to get solved by worrying about Nate's past. And then Mitch just says, I don't think it's 100% clear for us. We have some more exploration to do. And Kristen says, if Mitch could only just verbalize what our life would look like after this, or that he wants to be married to me, just any of those things, it'd be a yes for me.
Yes, and he did verbalize it at the dinner.
Yeah, I still don't think it was very clear or necessarily what she wanted to hear. But if that's his truth, then
Here's the
go
thing.
for it.
I don't think they can be 100% clear. I don't think they can say on TV, I will say yes, or I will say no.
I feel like Lindy, for better or worse, when she says, I don't believe in divorce, that's saying I'm going to say yes.
True, but then she says, oh, we have a lot of issues. He controls me, blah, blah, blah.
But still, she's not going to give up on a marriage. She's honest about what she doesn't like about their relationship. But I don't think divorce is in her vocabulary.
Well, speaking of Kristen and Miguel, let's go to these two.
Lindy and Miguel.
Yes, Lindy and Miguel.
And Candace.
Episode 16, and I still haven't learned.
And Candace, like sister, Candace is very distracted. They are the easily distracted type. Yeah, she had a kid or a dog or something going on that kept distracting her. And Lindy's like, yeah, see, you're distracted just like me. Miguel, he gets so angry when I'm distracted. It's causing huge issues for us. And when we have these issues, Miguel just shuts down. Mm-hmm. And this is why we need experts. Because Candace's response is, yeah, I don't have any advice, but that sounds hard.
Yeah, and that's fine. She is no expert. Where is DP? Where is PC? And honestly, let's say they cannot travel to San Diego because of whatever. Why aren't they on the FaceTime?
Get on the you're FaceTiming Candace, who literally says, I don't have any advice. That sounds tough. Put PC on speakerphone or something. Yeah. Let's get a professional in here. She does have a big line though. I don't know where she found this line, what book or magazine cover
she about finding your dynamic?
No, when she said, well, you're in a partnership. You have to keep that ship going.
Oh, look at Candace.
I mean, Pastor Cal gives better advice in his sleep, but she tried. She went for it. She went for it.
You know what I'm thinking? If you kind of reflect back on all the old maths, they talked to the experts on the honeymoons. They were FaceTiming, Skyping experts on the honeymoons. And then the experts were heavily involved.
Now the experts, the only time they show up is like a sneak attack. It's like, we were watching you on camera. And now here we are to confront you. It's like, that's not very helpful.
Or they're like, we don't want to do this. Let's hire a new expert and show up a few times.
Yeah, Dr. PU. So then they go to a winery because everyone's going to a winery.
Everyone, it's California.
Miguel is feeling good about things, and he takes ownership over ruining their last winery. When he put the wine in winery, he takes ownership of that. Mm-hmm. The rest, it doesn't get my pun.
I do. Whining in the winery. I'm just thinking.
Okay. But he says, it's good. I want to make it up and show you who I truly am.
Yes. And Lindy kind of brings up the fact that I forgot when she said it, but she kind of said she needs to be managed, but she didn't mean like I don't need you to manage me 24/7, but maybe guide me when I'm slightly lost or when I'm emotional. I need some guidance instead of you losing your shit.
I could see that, right?
Yeah, no.
He tends to shut down. He goes, I don't like what I see. I'm backing off. Call me when you feel better. I don't know if it's that she needs management or guidance, but she just needs him to be present and work with her through whatever her issue is.
Yeah, and Miguel said, you know what? Yeah, I shut down. I get upset because I'm not used to this. I'm not used to someone so theatrical and emotional around me. But I think he's willing to try. He's willing to work with her, at least maybe for now.
Yeah, that was to call her theatrical. That was, I mean, that's you're rolling the dice. I think when you call someone, you're being theatrical.
I think it's better than dramatic. So
it's the same. It's the same.
I know, but it sounds better.
It was a bold move by production or whoever decided to put that charcuterie board in front of Lindy. So many distractions, so many things for her to talk about. She was picking at the charcuterie the entire time Miguel was spilling his heart. He was like,
oh, really?
Oh my gosh. He was like, oh, I want to make up for what happened last time. I want to show you who I truly am. And she was like, oh, is that goat cheese? What is that, a fig? Is it a cracker? Like, she was picking at it the whole entire time.
I mean, if you put a delicious cheese in front of me, I'll be picking on it too.
Yeah. It wouldn't bother me the way. I know cheese is the way to your heart.
True, but also I can multitask. I can eat cheese and listen to, so.
Okay. All right. So then the last day.
Yeah, Miguel is about to leave.
They're sitting at home, they're talking, and Lindy says, I have some things I need to think about. I need to make sure I'm putting myself first.
Yeah, and she said, I'm mentally prepared for whatever your decision's going to be.
Because I'm telling you, she's not going to say divorce. Just her religious upbringing, her thoughts and feelings on marriage, I don't think will allow her to say no on decision day. So she is confident in her answer. Mm-hmm. She can invest all of her energy on feeling, okay, what is Miguel going to say? If he says no, this is how I'll process it. If he says yes, great. Because it's, as far as I know, it's a yes for her. Mm-hmm. Miguel, he seems like he's going to say yes to me because he speaks very future forward. He speaks, I think, talking about what's to come, talking about what's next. So it doesn't seem like it's going to end on they renamed it on vow renewal.
Yeah.
On vow renewal
I think
day.
they're gonna say yes. Let's see if they make it moving forward, but I'm pretty sure they both will say yes.
Yeah. Do we think this is a good match?
I think they can be if they communicate a little. I mean, they communicate well. Let me take it back.
They do communicate well.
They communicate very well, but I think they both need to open their minds a little more.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Kind of like meet in the middle on certain things.
I'll give you that. Like a sandwich.
Like a sandwich.
Meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle.
Yeah. The whole thing is Lindy feels like she's being controlled by Miguel. She goes on this whole thing about there's different forms of control. And I don't know that I see that.
I don't see that, but Miguel kind of said, well, I get it, but also for me, I don't want to feel disrespected. And it comes with your distraction. That
to me is so clear. And I would feel disrespected too, or at least not valued if I was having a conversation with you and you were looking and talking about everything else.
Yeah.
To me, that's disrespect.
Yeah.
I don't see the control necessarily.
I don't either. I mean, I think she maybe sees control in him being very honest.
Well, or is the control, hey, don't talk about the weather if we're talking about wine. Like that's control, I guess, but you also need to have some organization, some semblance of civilization, sanity, structure to a relationship and to your world.
Yeah.
So there needs to be, don't call it control, but call it order.
True. Well, I think it all ends on a good note. He leaves, but they kind of kissed, they hug.
Yeah, it seemed positive to me.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I would say they both say yes.
I think so, unless Miguel will think way too hard and
Yeah. Let's see.
let's see.
All right.
Last but not least.
Last couple, Alexis and Justin, some ups and some downs, some ins and some outs.
Justin's FaceTiming his mom.
Sharon.
Oh, I put down Cheryl, but sure.
I think it's Sharon.
Okay.
He's Sharon that he gave Maya away. And here's the thing. Again, he has these expectations without voicing them ahead of time. And you're just setting yourself up for failure. Like Kristen has expectations that Mitch is going to do this grand gesture. Justin had expectations that once I gave Maya away, Alexis was going to be 100% in. Everything was going to be rainbows and butterflies.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb, Justin, for so many reasons. Reason one, why did you give your dog away, dude? Again, there are ways to work around. Let's just try.
Yeah.
Putting her in a freaking weird boot camp without even being there. Get a trainer, try to make it work. If after several months you're training and she's still not getting along with the dog of Alexis, sure.
Newton? How dare you? Yeah, Newton.
Newton's cute, yeah. Let's
So is Maya.
Oh yeah, no. So it's not the dog's fault. Come on.
No, it's never the dog's fault.
But let's I would say let's think about it. If you try everything and it's just they're not getting along, yes, you literally just gave her away a week before decision date. First of all, second of all, you gave her away because if I give my dog up, my wife is gonna stay with me.
But that's okay. That's what we have to discuss because that was his expectation. Forget what he could have done or should have done. Okay, we're giving the dog away. Have the conversation first. Hey, Alexis, so I'm willing to find Maya a new home if you're willing to be 100% in. If we're going to do this thing and make this work. If finding a new home for Maya makes this 100% better, I'll do it. He just seems to have given the dog away, thinking to himself, okay, once I give the dog away, she's going to be all in. Did you have the conversation? Did you discuss whether this was the actual only problem and it was going to be solved and you guys would be good? I don't think you did.
You know what the problem is? That the dog was the least of their problems. The fact that the dog bit her dog, yes, it's bad.
They had problems on the honeymoon. There was no dogs there.
They have so many issues that for him to even say that, if I give up my dog, everything's gonna be great. That's the dumbest shit ever. A, poor dog. B, what the fuck, Justin?
Right.
You don't solve your problem by giving up your dog.
It's crazy to think that this is the easy way out because that's probably the hardest thing to do is to give your pet away. But I think Justin was going, okay, well, this is an easy, actionable thing I can do is just remove this variable from the equation. Everything will be better. No, you guys had hard work that needed to be done. Relationship work and emotional work and conversational work. It wasn't just, we're going to move a pet from here to there and things are going to be better. Real work had to be done. That wasn't being done.
Yeah, so this is the dumbest thing ever. And then he's kind of talking about sex with his mom. It's like, well...
This was, He tells his mom, I need to feel wanted. This is, again, a Kristen thing.
And again, because I think Kristen... I get it for Kristen because Mitch told her literally with his own words that he's not attracted to her.
Right.
Alexis, she didn't tell him.
No.
But she's kind of acting on it. You can tell that she's just not into him.
Right. We've heard in the past, we've heard conflicting reports, but he said, I've tried to put the moves on and she's pulled away.
Yeah.
So maybe his ego is hurt and now he needs to feel wanted. And mom goes, if you want her to want you, you got to get freaky.
Yeah.
It's a lot. This is a lot for a mother-son conversation. And Sharon says, if she doesn't want to be with you because your dick game isn't strong, maybe she isn't the one.
She said that?
No, I mean, she didn't say dick game strong, but she was basically like, if she doesn't want you because of your performance in the bedroom, maybe she's not the one. I think we give Justin, or at least I gave Justin a lot of shit for being so over the top, being so sexual, just being so free with his words in front of everyone. Maybe this is where he learned it Because mom has no problem being like, if that dick game ain't strong, Justin, then she ain't the one.
Here's the thing. He's not sexual. He's a wannabe big guy.
He wants to be a player.
Yeah, but he's not. Jesus. Then if you're a player, then don't cry every single time something happens.
Yeah, I'm not a player, but I cry a lot. Shout out to Big Pun.
Then we see Alexis talking to her mom.
Yes, and mom wonders, is Justin the man you've been looking for? And Alexis is like, I'm split. Because he's got good qualities, but he's also in his head so much that it kind of ruins things. And he doesn't invite me in. He's overthinking a lot. He doesn't invite me in. And so I'm split on what I should do. And the thing I found interesting here is Alexis saying, I think we're struggling a lot in this process. And we're struggling, and we have training wheels on. She's considering the experiment, the experts, everything, training wheels. I would argue those are obstacles. I don't think that makes it easier. I think it makes it difficult. I think take the cameras away, take the experts away, just focus on the two of you. That's easy. I don't think that's training wheels.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of get what she's saying because it's almost like a security blanket.
Hold on, I need to cut you off. Alexa, stop.
Well, is it? I thought it was someone outside.
No, it's because we're talking about Justin and Alexis.
I heard it. I'm like,
she's such a slut.
I'm like,
she's such a slut.
Outside?
She thinks everything's about her. She's
Alexa is such a slut. Look, now you're not gonna say anything.
Just be quiet. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad the season's almost over because she thinks we're talking about her all the time. Think about it. You know, I feel like Alexa records. Every time you say her name, there'll be a log of what you've said following it.
You think so?
No, there is.
Oh.
So you could look at the commands. You can go and look at your history and say, oh, you asked her to do this. You asked her to do that. I guarantee if we go look, it'll just be paragraphs of us talking about her and Justin. So dumb.
Also, me calling her a slut all the time. The actual Alexa over here.
We use it. That's a term of endearment in this house.
Yes. We're always like, Alexa, you slut. Play some songs for us.
We trained her well. That whore.
You see?
Okay.
She's not reacting. She's mad at us.
No, because just be quiet. We don't need that. I think it was going for like a minute or two.
Oh, it was. I thought there was someone outside.
Yeah, no, it's Alexa. Anyways, Alexis thinks she's got the training wheels on. I think no. I think they're obstacles, and maybe if you make it past decision day and it's just the two of you, you guys will think, oh wow, this is so much easier without producers in our face and cameras in our face and people telling us what to do and us being overcritical of ourselves because we're on TV. I think it'll be easier.
Or she's gonna be like, shit, it's just the two of us.
Could be.
And I think they need to say no because I don't see them together. It's not gonna work. He's gonna be holding grudges over Maya, and she's just gonna get tired of him.
100%. I agree with you. But they have a little date. Yes. Shout out to the sunflowers.
Yeah, guys, I know I always say I don't like flowers. I stand by it. But if I had to pick a flower, it would be a sunflower. You know why? I know why.
And I didn't know why until this summer.
Why?
The Czech Republic is filled
That's very true.
with sunflowers. Guys, if you've never been to the Czech Republic, or I mean, probably most of you are smarter than me, but you drive through these back roads in the Czech Republic, and there are just sunflower fields
it's in the south.
Sunflower fields. Mm-hmm. It's insanity.
It's beautiful.
And the coolest thing about sunflowers, which again, I'm an idiot, I learned this summer, is they move with the sun. Mm-hmm. So they all turn throughout the day.
Yeah.
And their face faces the sun. Yeah. I guess hence sunflower.
And
they look like suns too.
Here is the reason why I love sunflowers.
Yeah.
3 reasons. A, yes, the Czech Republic is filled with them. That does remind me of home. B, they're yellow, which is my favorite color. And C, you can eat those bitches.
Ah, the sunflower seeds.
So it's not just a dumb flower that's going to die on you.
Triple threat.
You can eat that shit.
There you go. All right. You heard it first. So they're talking, and Justin brings up the conversation he had with his mom, and he says, talking to Sharon made me realize some things about myself. Primarily, I get in my own head, and I need to work on that. And this was such a revelation for Alexis because she was so happy to hear, oh, you did realize you get in your own head. You did realize you have something to work on.
2 months in, right before decision day.
Oh, you're suspicious of this timing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll see. Well, then they're kind of in bed chatting and...
Whoa, wait. Don't skip the part where Justin brings up that
mom.
He wants to feel desire.
Yeah.
And he doesn't always want to be the one that has to dominate in the bedroom.
And then Mama said to be freaky.
Mama.
Everybody else.
Ooh. Yeah. He's like, once I'm more comfortable, my mom said I could be more freaky.
You can like read Alex's face. She's like, what the fuck?
Your mom said that? Yeah. Okay. So then, yes, last night
in bed chatting and Alexis is like, I'm nervous. Like, I don't know what my decision's going to be. Like, and Justin almost like wants her to tell him.
Oh,
he wants to
asked.
know.
He asked days ago. And that's when the whole 90% number came up. Right. He doesn't want to be embarrassed on national TV. So he wants to know what she's going to say.
Yeah.
If she's going to say no, he's going to say no.
Yeah.
If she's going to say yes, he may still say no, but he also may say yes. He just doesn't want to get embarrassed. He doesn't want to get his heart broken on national TV. And I get that.
Yeah, but it's part of the show.
But that's not how it works.
It's part of the show.
Yeah.
And then they just go to sleep and the next day Justin leaves as all the other guys, right?
Yeah.
And Alex is like, I'm confused. Gotta sleep on this.
She does tell Justin that she's his number one fan and she does want it to work out, but that I could read that two ways. I'm your number one fan. I love you. I want to be with you. Or I'm your number one fan. I want you to find happiness and it's not going to be with me.
Well, then she said something that makes me think that she's going to say no. She said, this is married at first sight, not friendship at first sight.
Right.
And again, they both should say no. Let's be honest. They are not a good match.
No one on this show is.
True.
You think Kristen and Mitch they may be the best match, which is hilarious because episode 1 we were like, this is the worst.
I don't think they're a good match, but I think they could.
I know compared to the rest of these.
Yeah, I think Miguel and Lindy also can make it.
Good.
I don't think Stasha and Nate.
No.
I don't think these two.
No, Ben and Morgan. Been there, done that. Yeah. We're gonna refresh our minds with our predictions next week.
We're gonna be so wrong.
We made the predictions episode 1. We'll definitely be wrong. I'm sure about that.
Yeah, I
don't
feel
know how
like my what's the animal? Don't tell me.
Oh, you know this.
Groundhog.
It's the first time you got it.
My groundhog predictions not gonna be good. Not gonna be good when it comes to maths.
Well, you'll have to wait a week. Oh, this is a good. No one's listening at the end of this podcast, anyways. But if you are listening, we may be a little delayed next week.
Oh, that's right.
The episode may come out Friday night.
Yes,
Friday. It normally comes out Thursday night. It might come out Friday night at the latest Saturday morning-ish. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys posted.
Saturday morning-ish.
Well, we'll see when I get a chance to watch the show. So
True.
We'll see. We'll keep you posted. But that's it for this episode.
Yes.
What an episode.
What an episode, guys.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the pod. We hope you enjoyed the Maps episode. Thanks for being here. Follow us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. There's going to be memes. You guys can message us. There'll be news about when the episode's dropping. So follow us at Married to Reality Pod. Also, join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. There's going to be a Halloween special where
And we may
or may not
be in costumes.
So patreon.com/Married to Reality for the single life, After the Altar, Love is Blind, all sorts of things. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. Thank you again for the reviews. We love the love. 5-star reviews get read on the Monday night main podcast, 90-day podcast, but we appreciate all reviews, so thank you for that. And last but not least, make sure you're following the podcast, the one you're listening to right now. It's so easy to do. You look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as hopefully the decision day.
So hot. All right. That is it. I've said it all. Have you said it all?
Said more than enough.
You sure have. You always do. You said a lot this episode.
You've said a lot too. We've been podcasting for like 5 hours.
5.5. All right. That's it. I've said it all. You said it all.
Said it all.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.